up, Dirty Plant Hoes and all you dirty plant enthusiasts out there? Today we are going to do a chill kind of update video on some big repottings that I've been doing. I'm going to give you some spider mite treatment updates that I've made to my spider mite treatment method, the heart-shaped leaves method. And we're also going to just be touching on some updates, some rando updates of what's going on in the bedroom before I do like a complete and total spring bedroom tour. So it's like a little sneak peek type of things. That's what we're doing today. I'm so pushing it right now. Okay, so what we did with the Melanochrysum verrucosum cross is we repotted it into this big terracotta colored plastic pot here, and I've got it on a plastic roller set. I kind of wish I would have got better casters for it, but we didn't. So it's a little janky on the roll around. We also ran a little short of soil. I don't know if you can see, I've got a little bit of an exposed root ball, just a little bit here on top, maybe not so much. But we repotted it and we gave it a lot of room. I'd say the root ball mass is probably like right here. This is our new bamboo pole that we put into it. You can go ahead and like show them how tall it is. Like I'm sitting here, but it goes up forever. And it never crossed my mind until the day we did our podcast that my Nana was like, oh, aren't you worried about this bamboo like rooting in your pot? And I was like, well, damn, I wasn't worried about it until you commented that, Nana, you know? So I'm not sure. Here's the thing, this bamboo's been out in our yard for like what, babe?
2 to 3 months.
2 or 3 months, kind of just chilling out in this, you know, in the winter time. So I don't think so. It would be a crazy thing if it did. It would not be a good thing if it did, because I'm sure the roots would be crazy on bamboo. But we'll let you know how that goes, if that was enough to kind of kill it off. But you guys know this is one of my absolute favorite plants. I'm actually probably gonna stand up. Okay, so you can see now that I'm standing up, it is on casters and it's in a big pot or whatnot, but it's actually gotten taller than me at this point. It's still growing like crazy. It didn't miss a beat either when we were, after we repotted it, because this leaf is already starting to come out here. So things are looking good. This is our newest leaf right here, and this is a plant that I've never had problems with spider mites, which is an absolute godsend because I love this plant so much. If it did get spider mites, I would be absolutely devastated. That's right there. Yeah. Kaylee Ellen head test. This is my, what I call my monsters when I'm talking to you guys about them, like on the podcast or whatever. One of my favorite things about the Melanochrysum verrucosum cross are these deep red colorations on the backs of the leaves here, and also where you can see where the stem actually turns from like a green into a more intense red with like this weird quasi-hairy type of texture. And another thing that I want to touch on with you guys is the fact that the lighting that this plant is getting is super low. I'm pretty sure that it's surviving kind of in spite of how low the light is, because it could probably use a little bit more. But what you're seeing, kind of how we have it set up right now, just pushing it back and forth from this light rack to this light rack, it's pretty much what we're doing right now. Not permanent. I'm planning on moving it on the other side of the room with the other lights, but we haven't made it there yet. So next up, we're gonna look at my pseudo verrucosum croat, and I'm gonna show you the repotting that I did on that. Okay, so this is my pseudo verrucosum croat, and we just repotted it in this terracotta pot, not plastic, because I should have got plastic for all of them. Glazed pot at this point, if we want to be real about it, glazed or plastic. But this croat has grown almost as well for me as the cross. However, I did have a lot of false starts on this one as well as the fibrosum, so it did take a while to like chill out and get used to my environment. This one is terrible, terrible, terrible with spider mites. I mean terrible. So if you guys can see like this crispiness right here, this leaf degeneration, and then this leaf also looks pretty bad around the edges, and also this leaf over here looks pretty sad. Also feels pretty sad in the stem area too. Oh, it feels almost hollow, so we're gonna lose this leaf pretty soon because I've just really struggled with this plant and spider mites. So half laziness, obviously. I think everything that's happened recently with our current, you know, climate of things that are happening, I kind of neglected a lot of things. So this was probably one of them. But you can even see here on the new leaf, if you go down, babe, just a little bit here and look at this little deformity here, that was from spider mites being on a newly emerging leaf. Multiple times to get back on track, to get back in the swing of things. And I have also added a new technique. Okay, so you guys know that which this is empty and I need to make some more, that I usually do the alcohol, soap, and water spray mixed together. You know what I mean? You can go watch my spider mite video if you want kind of how I put it together. This is just a makeup brush. I've noticed a lot of people have been using some pretty stiff brushes, and you have to really be careful because you don't really want to tear up the leaf surface of your plants. What you're trying to do is just disrupt spider mites, so it doesn't have to be super hard. I just meant on the tutorial video, not soft, baby soft, because you do want to disrupt things, but you don't want to necessarily tear your plant up. So once I went through and I did the whole spider mite treatment all over the whole thing, I was kind of worried. I was sitting here worried about this velvety texture. And I also know that a lot of you on my spider mite video asked, can you use this on more expensive plants, philodendrons, velvety textured plants and things like that? And yes, you can, but I was worried about it myself, so I took a little pressurized sprayer. And I got this at the dollar store, I think for $2. It was really, really cheap. And then once I did my treatment and like everything was soapy, it was all like covered in soap, and I was like, I don't really like that. I just took this high pressure sprayer and I put a towel down on the floor, you know, so I didn't soak everything completely. And then I just went through like the veination and really like, you know what I mean? Messed it up. You know, just really gave the whole thing like a shower, essentially. I can't put this thing in my shower, obviously, but I just put towels on the floor and we had a shower on the inside. Then I set up some towels and dried it off. And all these leaves, when I first repotted it, were pretty sad. They were pointing down, but since then, everybody's picked back up. And look at this. This is really cool. The little leaf sheaths for when they come out, they're actually very pink and red in color, but when they fade and come out, they turn this like lilac purple color. That's pretty much an update on this guy. He's getting so big around. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a really big stalk. So this is one of the plants that I'll probably be air layering soon, because God knows, you know. I mean, I'm only probably gonna let it get to the top of this bamboo pole, and after that, we gotta start. It's getting crazy at that point. This baby was from NSE Tropicals, and this cross was from an eBay purchase a long time ago, like last spring, I think. So now me and Casey wanted to show you what's kind of going on in our like beginners aquaponics little setup that we have going on, which is pretty exciting because we're actually getting some good results thus far. We do have some little bit of cloudy tanks, but we haven't been able, because of quarantine, we can't really go and get plecos and all that kind of stuff at willy-nilly. It is what it is at this stage, and you guys wanted to see it, so I'm gonna let Casey talk about it and tell you all about it.
So basically what we have is a small, I believe it's a 7, it could be a 12 gallon, 10 gallon, something like that. Just a very small plastic aquarium, and we
also, this is the compost Paratuanum that Casey got for me for my birthday, just so y'all know. I cut it up, so that's a piece of it, just so you know. Okay, resume.
Okay, so it's a very small tank, and we just put in a few balloon mollies. We got one little small koi in there, regular gravel, just regular aquarium stuff. We put a regular fountain pump in it. It's just a regular fountain pump that you can get at Lowe's, or you can pick them up on Amazon. I'll link to one. They're like 12 bucks, 14 bucks, something like that. I believe it's 80 gallon an hour, and we just got little plastic tubing coming up the back, and then we got it coming out. As you can see right here, it's just dropping into a little piece of foam there to kind of filter any crud out of the water, kind of help filter it a little bit. And then we bought this little planter at Office Depot, at Lowe's.
Yeah, at Lowe's.
And I'll link to the cuts that I made in it. and all the pieces I used to actually build it. But there's a little standpipe over here, right under all the leca, with some holes drilled in it. Yep.
Yeah, right
and all the water just pumps in the top, and then it drains out through the standpipe that's right under the leca. And then I put a little hole in the bottom, and you can see the water just draining right back out into the fish tank. So the water pumps up here and goes up into the top of the tank, and then it drains out the standpipe that's about that high, about 3/4 of the way up, and then it just drains straight back out. So it's just a constant flow of water. And then we just put our plants. We got a varicosum.
This one right here is the varicosum, the top of the varicosum that Becca had. This is the top of it. And I struggle with spider mites a lot with this guy too, which is why you can see this like icky discoloration on the leaf. This leaf was in its sheath still, and this leaf completely came out.
Within like 2 or 3 days, it just exploded in here, and it's already pushing out a new one.
It's got a new one coming, and I can already see the striped colors in here, so I know for sure it's coming out. And then the coolest news is this is my Esmeraldence. It's the baby that of the twin sisters that just failure to thrive syndrome, wouldn't do anything. I was propagating it for God knows how many months, and then all of a sudden, once we put it here in the leca, you can see that it's finally unsheathing, and I swear this green thing has been there for I don't know how long. So it's finally growing. We're actually going to get another leaf.
For real, it's been there like 45 days. You can use this to root all these other cuttings like the...
Look at how cute the fish are.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Oh!
So we got the micans. We got multiple micans cuttings in there, and every one of those are rooted. All we did was put it in the leca with the water in there, and it's rooting, so you don't have to root it separately.
And check this out. The humidity right above the fish tank is 59%. And only thing we're using to light any of these, you know, more low light philodendrons is just like a
lamp from Walmart.
A 3-deal lamp from Walmart. I usually use this for my makeup and then turn it back, because even this is a little intense for these guys. So not a whole lot of light necessary.
The Esmeraldence is actually getting spillover light from our rack, and that's pretty much all it's getting, and it's doing well. The micans are all doing well. They've all pushed at least one leaf since they've been in there. All of them are growing and thriving, and they all seem to be doing really well. And the leca not only works as a planter and a medium to hold the roots and to stabilize the plant, but it also acts as a filter for the fish tank, so the aquarium. So there's some algae in there. What you're seeing is not dirt, it's algae, because our snail died and we can't go get a pleco, so there's a little algae in there. The fish are happy, they're thriving. There's aeration happening with the water coming back out of the planter into the tank. All you need to do is have some disruption of the surface of the water. We have a fully cycled aquaponics system here. There's the update on that. Probably cost about, what, $30 altogether?
Things probably covered in spider mites because quarantine depression. But have you ever seen so many leaves on a variegated alocasia before in your life? This guy is constantly dwarf variegated alocasia. But yeah, man, and it's always putting out these little pups, like this little ghost leaf right here bit the dust, but it looks like it's got 2 pups now. I've already taken 2 pups off of it and replanted them. A little too early. I took them a little too early. But can you believe all the leaves that I've got? That's got to be some sort of a record. 5 leaves at once. It's got to be some sort of a record. And also, I've been really excited because the new leaves that have come out have been really minty. Like this is dirt also, because I keep dropping plants up there, so don't think that's all spider mites, because it's not. But yeah, you see like all the mintiness in that leaf right there? They've been coming out really cool. And this is the latest leaf right here. Very camo, half and half camo. This is like my top recommended plant. If you're good with alocasias, I recommend that. For a variegated plant, it's a good plant to have. I also wanted to show you guys an update on my Thailand Epogenum.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it was the bad one. New Life Tropicals.
New Life Tropicals.
Okay, so I wanted to give you guys an update on this Epiprimnoides that I got from New Life Tropicals, which it's the only plant really that turned out at all. And you guys can see that most of these leaves has spread out. I'll be putting other footage down here so you'll be able to see. But most of these leaves, like this leaf right here, that looks pretty good. There's a couple of random tears. The newest leaf, obviously unfurling, had some serious issues. Lots of browning here. You can see like an old leaf that had a hard time a long time ago. And this is where the new leaf will come out from, right here. And I'm pretty sure it's starting to bulge right here. It definitely needs to be up potted already. I don't know what I was thinking putting it in this pot. Probably because I wanted to use it because it's beautiful and like gray and white marbled. Where are you at? Are you filming? You see it?
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys an update on the other thing that came from New Life Tropicals, if I can get to it. Real quick side update first. Before I move all this crap back around, I wanted to show you guys my little teeny tiny baby green Chloristicta babies that I was able to make. So I was pretty excited about that. And look, I'll take the, well, I don't want to take the lid off. Can you get a really good inside picture? Can you see good?
Pretty good.
I mean, they're really pretty. I mean,
Yep, I'm getting it.
like, look at that.
Yep.
So I haven't taken the dome off of it, but I did these in just a Tupperware container with some crap sphagnum moss, because that's the kind I had when I did this. Put some leaves down in there, and it took a really, really, really long time. So the Chloristicta take a really, really long time. But now it's all domed up. It seems to be happy here because that's where it's established. Ignore my dirty floor. We've been repotting. So that's a pretty cute little baby. And now I'll show you the Geek Nightmare from our New Life Tropicals order. So this is what's left of not only the first Gigas order, but also the second Gigas order. So things haven't been going super good, as you can tell. This is actually the first Gigas order, and it has some green still present in the leaf. I'm so shocked by that. And if you can see there, we actually have some aerial root growth, which is strange because it's happening further up on the stem and not down here where I would have expected it to come from. So that really gives us less real estate when it comes to planting up and waiting for new growth. So maybe we'll survive, not 100%. I don't ever get excited until I see new growth after repotting. This is the second one that came in, and it's got a big, long, gnarly, gross root that it came with. But nothing's actually happening. No new growth is happening. It looks like root rot actually. Right there on that one. The stem is actually looking like it's trying to degenerate a little bit right here. There is a new growth point trying to start right here. And if you look right here at the very tippy tip, it looks like a leaf is gonna try to emerge, but I doubt it. I doubt it with all this trauma. Right, dear?
Yes.
So, what else? Is there anything else of like serious note?
Don't you have another begonia propagation that you barely got to go?
Yeah.
And you've been trying real hard for a long time.
And last update for you guys is the Begonia Chloristicta red form that I had in here forever and ever. Don't know how long. Time and space are a mystery. But I told you guys that it had the car roof, and I poked my fingernail through the nail through the leaf. We'll check this little baby out right here. You see that little cutie patootie? Isn't that cute?
Looks like it's green.
I know, but it's not.
It's not.
You can clearly tell this is a very red leaf right here. So I wouldn't exactly call this like a leaf strictly propagation, because you can see that I actually used a portion of stem, but I don't really know what qualifies necessarily. I'm kind of still learning. Oh, looks, this looks like a little baby leaf that maybe didn't make it. So I don't know, we're still experimenting, but obviously I'm gonna be transitioning this little dude. Since he needs some light, we're gonna be putting him into a bell like some of my other stuff is in. So, great success. What was it? Last time you told me the sports that I was 0-3? Mm-hmm. So what's this make me now?
2-3.
2-3?
Yeah, 2 wins.
But it was
No
only
more.
on the red that I was giving you as odds.
Oh, so you're 1-3 on the
So
red.
I'm 1-3 now.
Yeah,
So
1 out of 4.
1 out of 4. So
That's 25%.
whatever, bro. So anyways, you guys, that's all I can really think of to tell you about that's going on. My monsters, I've been working on repotting. I can't find hardly any soil. I can't find perlite. I'm trying to order that stuff right now so I can actually do some more repottings. I've got some crazy out of control stuff. I've also got the good sphagnum moss ordered so I can start doing some stuff and sending some stuff, because someday I will mail things out. Someday. Anyways, oh, and you can show them the new leaf coming out on the varicosum. That's a piece of crap. It's hard, I know.
No, it's focused on that.
So that's a cute little guy that's about to come out. So that's not really the only thing going on in the bedroom. There's lots of stuff going on. I got new leaves on the El Chaco Red coming out. I've got new Albo leaves coming out. I got all kinds of stuff happening. Be sure and go check out our GoFundMe, #HSL Greenlove, and you can support 2 plant families that need a little bit of help in this weird economic crisis that we're going through. And we don't have a super long time to help those people out. So if you can help somebody out, get over there and do it. Really appreciate that. We will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. Later, taters. Bye. Is that okay?
Yep.